All right, Daniel the Adjuster here, and we are getting ready to head out this morning. Again, first thing this morning, 8:22 in the morning, and we are going to see a house that has been vandalized by a tenant before they left. So not sure what we're going to find. There's some gray area when it comes to coverages, but hopefully, if there is vandalism there, we will see purposeful destruction of the property. That's going to be where the policy language will cover. But if it's just a bad renter, bad tenant, just sloppy, dirty, spills on the floor, bangs here and there, unfortunately that's just the risk that you take when you're renting out a property. So let's take a look, see what's going on. Okay, as we step into the backyard, they've left some bikes here. This was an eviction where the person just left a lot of junk. Didn't feel like cleaning out everything. So that's going to be something we want to address. Obviously, maybe some cleanup would be necessary, but it's not malicious. So same thing with the fence kind of running down, wear and tear. They put up, obviously I had a dog back here, it was tearing up stuff. So they've tried to prevent future damages. Same thing on the back of the house. We've got screens. We've got the back door screen that's all tore up. It's not really malicious. That's just what dogs do. Tear up that. And the same thing with the screens here also on this window. Downspout, banged. Nothing up above. Just down at the bottom. Lots of trash. Okay, as we enter the house, we'll now be looking at all sorts of items in regards to vandalism. Check your front door. Sometimes the locks will be busted off, but nothing there. Just normal wear and tear. Got this living room here, and the first thing I notice is the floor. The floor looks like we've had a dog scratching at it. Wouldn't be considered malicious, but I hate to see that. That's never good to see that kind of damage on the floor. Transitions at the doorway there, but we also have some ceiling damage here, some water leaks. Both locations over here on this side as well. And what we have is a toilet upstairs that's been leaking for some time that's causing this damage. Long-term wear and tear. Okay, we'll come into the half bath. Okay, notice an awful lot of dirt. Not very clean people. We've got some rust on the water spigots back there. That tells us it's probably been leaking for a little bit. Nothing malicious here. We've got our living room, coat closet, and our garage. Door's got some wear on the garage door, some trim, but nothing extraordinary in here. They've left some debris, but don't see anything. Okay, go in our kitchen. Got some wall damage here. Not necessarily malicious. Looks like there was a table or something sitting next to this area and it was being rubbed. We got some dirt on countertops. In the fridge. Just dirty. You're going to be taking pictures of all these things as documentation. Okay, stove. It's very dirty, obviously not cleaned. Microwave. Stove. Not too much out of the ordinary for a rental scenario. Kitchen sink is where a high traffic area is. We got a spigot that's been modified. The spray nozzle has been separated. But again, wear and tear, not necessarily malicious. Stains on the countertop from something that was getting wet there. We're going to be looking for stuff like cabinet doors ripped off, light fixtures stolen, microwave appliances stolen. Those are going to, fridge, yeah, everything would be stolen if it was malicious. This is just a nasty winter. Yeah, let's head upstairs. We got some wall damage, probably from carrying furniture down. Some wear and tear hands on this as they were walking down the stairs. And carpet is typically destroyed in places like this. Very, very dirty carpet. Okay, got a chip out of the landing here. Probably bringing a piece of furniture down, damage that. Lots of damage, spilled drinks on the way down the stairs. Typical damage on the walls. Handrail was loose and broken actually, and now causing damage to drywall. Come upstairs to the bonus room. Okay, we're upstairs, bonus room. Looking for damage here. We have marks on the wall. This location, blinds seem to be fine. Missing like a curtain rod or something up top. Light fixtures. Looks like the globes were broken. Not to be found. Could have been playing up here with balls or something and knocked it. We have a hole in the wall in the hall. It's going to be kind of a borderline reason for that. Also in the hall, we got another one down here. Could be kids playing around, kicking things, kicking each other, who knows. Lots of bedrooms. Stickers all over the walls. When you pull them off, they peel all the drywall off. It's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. We've got some, looks like bed frame damage in the corner. Lots of nicks and bangs. Nothing too malicious here. Doors off the track. Okay, next bedroom. This room looks pretty good, except for one hole in the wall over here. Hard to know what causes that, but it happens. Everything seems fine there. Okay, this bathroom's in bad shape. This bathroom had some issues with leaking. So come over here, we'll see, first of all, the shower is not in very, it was probably never cleaned, very dirty. But over here, the toilet, we've got a pretty major issue going on with a leak. So the water supply line had been leaking for some time, enough to the point where they put the bucket there. You can see the ring on the floor that shows that that bucket was there for a long period of time. It has rotted the wall. On this side, also rotted the wall and rotted the cabinet. And the front of this cabinet is off as well. But you can see the rot on the bottom of the cabinet. And again, that's going to be considered a long-term issue, something that had been going on for some time where the tenant did not notify the landlord. Okay.
Make our way to another bedroom. This one's got a lot more damage on the walls. So we've got a punch there, obviously another boy, and over here a knee or something that was off the bed. We had a dog, looked like it found its way on the windowsill here. And the blind falling down. Another hole over here. Looks like maybe there was a bed there. The dirt shows that. And then we have a very big hole here. Clearly somebody punched it. Angry teenagers. Not malicious, just teenagers. And we got the master. Okay, we got lots of stickers on the wall again that are going to destroy the drywall when we take it off. Light fixture missing a globe, but then the globe is down over here. Not a whole lot of damage here, but the one thing I did notice is there's a smell of smoke. So throughout this upstairs area of the master, there is smoke, and clearly the dust and the smoke are going to be something that's going to be hard to get out without repainting the whole room. Master bathroom. Okay, we had a leak that was coming from the shower. The weather stripping under the door is gone. So that means every single shower, water is pouring out. We can see the baseboard is swollen at the bottom, right here, and over here. Now water is dripping down into that dining room area downstairs. Toilet doesn't look like it's leaking, but it could be. The seal. Very foul smell of smoke in here. Master closet. We got some stains on the carpet. Not exactly sure what that is. Looks like cigarette butt burns. But yeah, not very pleasant smell in here for the landlord to have to take care of getting rid of all that smell.
All right, guys, we wrapped up that inspection for the vandalism claim, and the insured was present, so I was kind of being a little quiet. Hopefully the sound was good enough for you. I didn't want to talk too much about coverage versus not coverage with him hearing, so I spent a little bit of time being a little quieter doing that. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit now as we wrap up, and we're just finishing the discussion on this particular claim. So, unfortunately, from my experience in vandalism claims, 99.99% of the time, unless there are appliances stolen, you're going to pretty much be looking at just rough wear and tear on these rental properties. And it's kind of sad. There's really not a whole lot of protection for renters, landlords, basically. This person was evicted. They had $15,000 in back rent, which, after having a conversation with the insured, I was asking them why there was why it went on so long before they did anything about it. And unfortunately, his answer was that he just didn't know any better. This was his first rental, and the lady, she had been in the house for like 2.5 years, had been current for a long time, and only just started to become a little bit late. He started being real forgiving, and then it just kind of snowballed. She kept making promises that she was going to pay, and then it turned into a very long period of time where she was behind. Now, obviously, the eviction process is difficult as well. It does favor the tenants quite a bit in the eviction stage, and so it's just a real unfortunate scenario. I just feel bad for these landlords a lot of times if they haven't carefully vetted the person they're renting to, or they're charging below average rent. Then it's possible that they will receive a tenant that is not really in their best interest for a business decision to rent a house. And the house was neglected. It was not cleaned. It was not, they had dogs, which they broke the rules of the dogs. So all the dog damage would be attributed to most of the damage that we saw throughout the home. except for the holes in the wall, but that's just angry teenagers or angry kids with bad upbringing. And, you know, no care for the house that they're renting. The tenant didn't fix it. You know, if I was somebody who cared about a property, was thankful for a rental, then I would fix the drywall holes that my sons created when they put their fists through the walls. I'd feel bad. I'd also maybe even touch up walls a little bit with paint, or clean up the spills that were on carpet, and all this stuff was just not done. They just didn't do any cleaning. The bathrooms were disgusting, and you know, one of the bathrooms had a very significant leak that had been going on, in fact draining down into the dining room below, and also the laundry room. There was a big hole in the ceiling there. I don't think I got that on the video, but terrible wear and tear on areas like that are just neglect. They know the toilet was leaking. They put a bucket underneath the valve. So instead of calling up the insured and saying, hey, I got a leak here in the bathroom when it first happened, you know, they just stuck a bucket under it and left it alone. And it ruined the cabinet, it ruined the wall, probably a bunch of floor damage underneath that vinyl flooring. There's probably some subfloor damage just because it's been leaking a long time. And the downside is insurance doesn't cover any of that for them. It's a gray area, whether it's called wear and tear or long-term wear and tear, or you know, something that didn't happen suddenly. It happened over a period of time. And so this is the tough part when you get into landlord scenario, is if, you know, I asked him, I said, so how long or how often were you checking the house? And he said, well, every time I wanted to check the house, she made some excuse that she was working, or, you know, it wasn't convenient, or blah, blah, blah. And I said, it's your house. You should have put in the clause to that rental property that you are able to come to that house at any time unannounced and inspect the property. And I told him, I said, if you'd done that, you would have found out literally within the first month that she had a dog that wasn't supposed to be there. And then you would say, I'm sorry, but you didn't sign a dog lease. You're not allowed to have pets here. And it turns out she had several animals in the house that he didn't know about. I think he's just a nice guy. And unfortunately, he didn't have the strength to be telling her, you're not allowed to do this because this is breaking our lease. And unfortunately now he's got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in damage to this house that he's going to have to put out, not to mention losing $15,000 in rent before he can rent this place out again. And I just feel bad for him. I feel bad for every time I walk into these scenarios, but I can't help these people if they aren't willing to stand up and understand this is their house. It's not the tenant's house that they own. And if that tenant's not taking care of that property, well then, you know, there's some consequences. You're going to be kicked out, or, you know, or threat of kicked out. And most people don't want to be kicked out of their house, especially if they have kids. So this is going to be something that's going to scare them, hopefully, into starting to take care of your property. Not to mention, if you're telling them you're going to lose your deposit, and, you know, you're not going to get that back. Well, clearly that didn't matter because she was $15,000 behind, so she didn't care about that. Anyway, so sad scenarios when I have to look at these tenant scenarios. I feel bad. I wish I could do more for them, but my hands are tied for the policy. And the policy is, you know, these people are signing up with a rental policy that excludes a ton of wear and tear items from bad tenants. And that's just the rental insurance policy. It's just, they know that tenants are going to tear up these houses and make a mess. So anyways, well, I hope the guys find that interesting. Hope you learn something. Have any questions, make sure you like and subscribe and send me a note and I'll be sure to answer it. Daniel the Adjuster, helping you become the best adjuster.